Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Emmanuel and this is FPL for Africa. Okay, so in this video, I'll just be going over my current updated draft. As you can see, if you watched the last video, you can see there is totally a huge difference between this and the last draft I had. That's because of some changes that I'm going to currently talk about. Before we begin, please smash a like on the video because I know you're going to actually enjoy it. And also subscribe to the channel, which will be very much appreciated. Okay, so let's go right into it. The goalkeeper remains the same. I'm still going with Sanchez, and I'm not looking at having another extra goalkeeper. Let me just switch over to the transfer section so I could go over the entire team at once. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going with the 4.5 goalkeeper, and maybe when I'm using my wild card, I could decide to change Sanchez to another goalkeeper. But for now, with the fixtures and all that, the only other goalkeeper I would consider is Bachmann of Watford. But Watford are just coming up. We're not really sure about their defense and all that. And although Brighton just sold Ben White to Arsenal, I still feel I know their team, and they usually underperformed last season with their expected goals against figures. They were supposed to like save more goals than they let in. I think they were about the third best team in terms of the kind of attack, like against the attacks against them. They were like the third best defense or something based on expected data. I can't really point to it directly. So Sanchez still remains gone. And yeah, this would most likely be the team I would have by Friday, by deadline on Friday. So I hope I don't change again. But after preseason, the last few games, most teams actually played their last preseason games this weekend, and so that's going to be like whatever team they put out is most likely the team they would start with. At least maybe 5 or 6 or 7 of the players there are nailed on to start on from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday whenever they play. So I know you noticed I had Robertson in my team, but he's no longer here. I had a few 5.0 defenders who are no longer here. Can't remember because I did most of these transfers a while ago, and I'm just shooting this video on Sunday. Veltman comes in because of his games, the fixtures he has. And I'm not really looking at it like I have two Brighton defenders. I'm just looking at it like I have a good defender with fixtures. And I'm really forgetting about Sanchez here. I don't really look, unless, okay, yeah, if I want to bring in a new Brighton player, I was not looking at how many Brighton players I already have. I still have Trossard in my team, but that's about it. Luka Digne comes in, though he was actually in the team. Actually, it's Luke Shaw who comes in, but yeah, Digne remains in the team, despite the fact that they lost 4-0 to Manchester United. And Manchester United fan, yeah, that was fantastic. But I still feel with Sigurdsson where he is, all of the set pieces now fall on his head, and you can't really bet against Digne with set piece, especially with the fixtures they have. I know Calvert-Lewin didn't play that game because of in a slight, he said he had a slight knock or something like that, but I'm expecting that by next week he should be starting. And of course, if we get any news before then that he's not going to start, I can always make a transfer on that. So this is the fixtures for Everton, and they look fairly okay. Southampton leads. Southampton without a striker, actually. Let me point that out because, wow, we got a shock with Danny Ings and Aston Villa. Okay, Arnold has always been in my draft and he still stays here. Luke Shaw comes in for Robo, actually, because I needed funds to do some extra moves, and I looked at it like having two Liverpool defenders. What if they're not as good as we expect them to be with Van Dijk coming back? Is he really that fit? Is he set in place to start and all this? So I said just moving on to Shaw. Even though it looks like Shaw doesn't really have as good number of games, but I think I can hold him, or I could even transfer him to Chilwell around game week 7 or 8. I could take him over to Chilwell. So, because I know around that period, Chelsea's fixtures swing. So that's a good plan, or that's my plan right now. Manquillo, he managed to get an assist in preseason. And even though I don't actually expect him to play, it'd be nice to see that, okay, I could actually move him into my team. Maybe if I see Newcastle have a good fixture and I don't really want to start one of my premium defenders or an injury comes up or something. It's really good to see that he actually was involved and also gave an assist. Trossard in my team because of Brighton's fixtures. It starts off with Burnley, Watford, Watford who were newly promoted. Then he has Everton, which looking at Digne I have there, it might be conflicting, but okay. Brentford, Leicester, Palace, Arsenal, Norwich. He has like good fixtures for the first eight or thereabouts. Or if I even overlook City and Liverpool fixtures, he still has Newcastle, Villa, Leeds up to like game week 13. And my current plan is to use my wild card around game week 7 or game week 15. I'm not really set on when I want to use it yet, but those are the two times I'm looking at fixtures. 15 practically because of Manchester United, and seeing as I don't have Bruno, I'm looking at getting Bruno around that time. Salah, what more do I have to say? Salah is in my team and he stays. He's not going anywhere. He's actually going to be my captain for most of the initial games this season. Yeah, and Mahrez comes into the team. Looking at the City attack now, we're really unsure about what kind of who starts or who doesn't and stuff like that. So Mahrez comes into my team. Okay, yeah, the fixture against Tottenham doesn't seem so good, but after that they have Norwich at home, the newly promoted side, and we know how City are against all these sides. And having seen that they just lost the Community Shield, it's they are actually going to come out to prove that okay, they're actually better than they are. Of course, by then we expect that some players like De Bruyne, Sterling, and the rest will be back, so that can always improve the team. We also saw Jack Grealish make his debut. So he also has Arsenal, Leicester, Southampton before the fixtures get tough. So I could hold him through this period and look at moving him after around this Chelsea Liverpool fixture and maybe bringing him back with Son. I don't know. I'm looking at moving him around with Son. That place is more like a placeholder now for Son. And when Son's fixtures switch around game week 5, 6, I could move Mahrez down. I could move Son, sorry, down to Mahrez or something like that. So for now, that particular position is between Mahrez and Son. I haven't really decided. That's it. Yeah, Greenwood. Just the same fixtures as Shaw, and he's in here as a placeholder as well because I can't, for the sake of my team, for the sake of the team I want to build. There's one thing I'm always like saying to people, it's about having will I say a good team and not really good players. Like that came out wrong. Now you need good players, but why sacrifice the good of your team just for one player and end up going a player short in terms of quality? So why not just spread your the funds you have along the certain players, and you can always how do I put now? You can always get that player later with a couple of transfers or something like that. So for now, I feel going with Greenwood is like the safest option, and using the other funds from Bruno to take other players. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Brownhill. Josh Brownhill, he actually gave, I think he scored about 2 goals or something in preseason, or he gave, I don't remember whether 2 goals or 2 assists, I can't really remember. But he is in the team as my 4.5 player who I know is nailed on to start. So if I ever need him, he can always come on. He plays as a central midfielder or an attacking midfielder most times. So it's good to see that I have a 4.5 player who would start. Calvert-Lewin, like I said, I'm hoping for him to be back after the knock, and I expect him to be in the team. And if he isn't, of course, I could always move him to Callum Wilson or even Bamford, any other player I feel like. Danny Ings, a change from Watkins here to Ings. I'm yet to see him play, but based on indications while I'm shooting this video, I'm hearing that he might start or he will actually start the game for Villa today, Sunday, when I'm recording the video. And if he starts, that's a good option. And if he ends up playing these 3 games, I expect him to do well in any of the 3 games because I also see him giving maybe an assist, or they could play a 4-4-2 and place him behind Oli Watkins. So in that case, I'm looking at getting maybe some assist or nicking a goal here and there. But we all know how Ings likes to play. He likes to drop off the shoulders he doesn't really play, sorry, off the shoulders of defenders. He likes coming back to receive the ball, almost like a number 10 or something like that. So it will be interesting to see how he plays today. But currently, he's in my draft. Around game week 4, I'll be looking to shift him on to Bamford. That's the current strategy, moving him on to Bamford. Okay, and yeah, my last striker, Antonio. Yeah, what's there to say? If he is fit, he should always be in your team because he guarantees points when he plays. Like everything just goes around him, he just stands there like this big bully. He has Newcastle, Leicester, which I don't really see as a 4 in terms of difficulty rating. I don't know why it's actually a 4. West Ham aren't actually a bad team. And Leicester defense without Fofana, I don't really know how strong it will be. Though looking at it, they have Ndidi now, and why did I call it like a white guy? I'm Nigerian. They have Ndidi. Yeah, that's actual pronunciation. They have Ndidi and Sumari now in the as pivots. So that could actually provide a kind of shield for the defense. But I'll still be looking at him for the start. That's Antonio. And then he has Palace and Southampton. Then fairly good fixtures up till game week 8. And if you remember, I said around game week 7 or 15, I could be looking to use my wild card. So around now, that time, I could just move him off to another striker, maybe Jimenez or someone from Arsenal if Arsenal actually start playing, because I know they have good features around then. Also Chelsea, I could just move to Chelsea. Maybe by that time Lukaku should be in the league, so I could just move him to Lukaku and maybe downgrade one of my midfielders or something like that. Because looking at Lukaku in a Chelsea team that will provide a lot for him, like wow, that's a no-brainer. Okay, so currently we have about I can't really see the price here. Okay, yeah, we have about 1.0 in the bank, and that would be used for me to move on Mahrez to Son. Yeah, I get he could have increased in price or something like that, but I also plan on taking out one of my strikers around game week 3. I don't really know who yet, but based on, yeah, like I said, Ings, I could also move Mahrez to Son and move Ings to Bamford, though that doesn't really leave me with more cash. But as much as I can also do Ings to Wilson or someone and Mahrez. I must not actually get Son. Like in my previous video about if I was asking if Dele Ali is now good. I could just switch to another Spurs attacker, maybe Lucas Moura or Ali or something like that, or even Lo Celso if he's back. I don't really know how fit he is or something, but like I could just move to another Spurs player and not really Son in terms of the how I want my team to be. Because moving down Mahrez to maybe Moura or something and adding the funds to Ings to afford maybe a Lukaku or something, that's a fantastic deal. So that's my initial and current plan. Okay, so we've come to the end of the video. Please do like the video, smash a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I'll see you in the next one.